And ta-da!
What is this? Hey everyone, I'm Greg Hudson, host of America's Best Restaurants, where we scour the country, checking out hidden gems, as well as your local favorites. You know, sometimes though, you gotta go back to the well. Not once, maybe even twice. We're doing that today at BBQ'd Productions and my boy Chris. Now in the past, I've tried his appetizers, I've tried a Bloody Mary, I've tried the brisket, even a burrito with brisket and mac and cheese. But today it's a little different. It is all about the scratch-made desserts that were mom's recipes. So come on in, we are in Lake Zurich, Illinois at BBQ'd Productions. Oh, Chris, what's up,
What's
man?
up, man?
Oh,
I'm
good
good to see you.
brother. Great to see you again.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for
Good to
coming
see
in.
you.
Yeah.
Dude, this is totally different
It's awesome.
than the other two places.
Yeah, this is my first store that I ever bought. And
So this is the first like building you bought for the restaurant.
physically bought. Yeah, the first one I took you to, I rent that. This is the first one that I ever bought.
This, you know what's cool is looking around, it looks totally different. It really does. But I still feel that commonality of BBQ'd Productions.
Yeah, same colors.
It still feels like
same,
BBQ'd Productions.
Same colors. You got the wood, you got some of the metal in here. You know, there's a lot of cool things in here, a lot of special stuff in here.
Yeah.
I can't wait to show you around. And actually, let's go out back and I'll show you.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I
Let's
love
go.
it, man. This is gorgeous. So this is a lot different than the other two restaurants we've seen.
Yeah, this is my first restaurant that I ever bought.
Okay. The building wise.
Yeah, we bought this. It was a mini golf course when we bought it. So this little pond right here was actually like bumper boats back in the day, and then back here was mini golf, and we had some stuff over here. So we completely transformed it, put in crushed granite, some palm trees because I really like palm trees. Artificial palm trees.
I know, I was gonna say.
Artificial palm trees.
I'll be honest, the palm trees got me when we first pulled up. They got me, man.
Nothing says sitting outside by a waterfall with some palm trees.
They look good.
So, and to be honest with you, I think it just really just kind of brings together this oasis that I'm trying to create. You know, we've started with a half waterfall. You know, we're slowly building it on. Eventually, the rest of that will be more waterfalls. It is, you know, a good amount of money to do that. So it's a build in progress, but you know, every year we hollow this out, we dredge it all out, we put fresh stuff in there, fresh lily pads, fresh fish. But it's a fun restaurant, man. It's a great location.
It really is, and I'll be honest, when we came to the restaurant, we got here, I looked around, I'm like, it kind of did have a bit of a mini golf feel, but then you look at it and you see the waterfalls and the tables overlooking the pond.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, wait a minute. Just like everything else, you found a way to take this and transform it into your image that you wanted for your restaurant.
Yeah, we wanted to be a place where people just want to come and hang out. You know, it's like we put a little fire pit in out here. You know, we got bag sets. You know, people can play bags. You know, sit out by a palm tree and have a nice, you know, glass of wine or whatever the case may be. You can, you know, have a cigar out here, but it's relaxing at nighttime. You know, we have tiki torches we light up at the fire and the waterfall. It's relaxing, and nothing says relaxation with some fresh water falling down the thing.
I think what's cool about this too is just the more I've gotten to know you, you're more than just about food. For you, it's more about the whole experience.
Yep.
And that's what you're doing here with the feel of this place. Everything you just said, I can imagine, like the sun setting out here, sitting up on the porch, overlooking the waterfall.
Even today, man, like it's
today,
beautiful
man.
today. It's like we're outside, you know.
This is beautiful.
It's perfect. It's perfect, man.
It really is.
And there's nothing you can do to that. Perfect experiences are priceless.
Agreed.
You know,
perfect experience. That's a T-shirt. I think you just made a new T-shirt.
There you go.
No, but in all seriousness, man, experiences are big for you. I guess my question is, because this looks great, it looks incredible.
Yeah.
But when you first saw this, when it became available, it was a mini golf course.
Yeah.
How do you go from looking at a mini golf course that's closed and coming up with a vision for a restaurant? How long did that take? What's that like?
So the process,
I just can't imagine it.
The process took a little bit of time. I'll be honest with you, I have a really good builder. He's my best friend. He's my best man at my wedding.
Oh,
and so
that helps.
we click. we argue, but we click. And we argue because he knows what I like. And even when I start steering in a different direction, we argue because he's getting me to where I need to go and what I want to go, but I'm not seeing it because I'm looking at something else. Like I'm like one of those guys, like as I'm talking, like, oh, bird, butterfly. And Kyle's the type of guy that wheel my ass back in and say, hey, no, this is what we're doing. And so
you're the creative and he's the analytical guy.
He is.
Saying that we can do it, but here's how we need to do it, Chris.
And sometimes I don't believe him at the moment. And then I always put my foot in my mouth at the end and I'm like, hey, Kyle, I'm really sorry, but yeah, you were right, man. So yeah, he helped me transform this place. You know, some of the stuff on the outside, you know, just me and my wife just kind of like brainstorming ideas. And you know, the palm trees was my idea. I love palm trees.
They do look
You know,
good.
Nothing says relaxation. I found these artificial palm trees. They look really, really cool.
Didn't you trick the city?
I did. So
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that, but he tricked the city.
Yeah, the city thought they were real, and they're like, "Oh, hey, you can't have palm trees. We don't allow them." And I'm like, "Oh, yes." They're fake. You know, so it's really cool.
They're that good. They look that good.
But you know, the building we completely transformed. We did a remodel on it, completely remade it on the inside. We made a parking lot bigger. We've really enhanced this place into something beautiful. But not only is the building is really beautiful, and the building is amazing, but it matches the food that we deliver.
Speaking of which, just like this is different, this location is different, it feels different. We're at BBQ'd Productions, but today we're gonna do something a little different apparently.
Yeah.
We're delving into desserts, is that right?
Absolutely.
What do you got on tap for us?
All right, so today I got some special things for you that you probably have never had before because, let's face it, I like to do things that people don't do often.
Chris, half the things I have when I come visit you, I've never had before.
So the first thing we're gonna start off is one of the recipes from when I was a child. It's my mom's Kahlua Brownie. You know, it's a chocolate ganache with a buttercream in the middle that's got Kahlua in it. We started making them when I was 6 years old. We used to make them together as a family every single Sunday.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad. And so you brought a piece of that family childhood experience to the restaurant. That's cool, man.
So that's the first item. The second one we're gonna do is my mom's bread pudding. So our bread pudding is a little different. The bread pudding itself is not like a traditional bread pudding. It's more of like a cinnamon roll / heaven.
Okay. I'm trying to picture it, but I'm looking forward to tasting it.
Yep. And then the third one, I'm gonna let it be a surprise, but I'm gonna take you back to the first time I met you and one of the first things that we tried. You remember what it was?
Oh, the first thing I ever tried with you?
Yeah.
It was like a plate of nachos this big.
Yeah.
And we had the brisket on there as well as the pulled pork.
Yep.
And I just remember not being able to see the nachos. And you put them up, you're like, oh, Greg, here, these are our nachos. So, Chris, I don't see any actual nacho chips in these.
So we're gonna kind of do the same thing, dessert style. But I'll let you think on that one.
Okay. He's doing it again.
Yep.
All right.
We'll start it off with some Kahlua Brownie though.
Okay, well, you heard the man. It is time for desserts. It is dessert day at BBQ'd Productions. Here we go, dessert number one. Chris, I love the idea, man. You know, I don't know that I've done an episode where we focus on desserts, and we've already had at your other restaurants, we've had some incredible barbecue. Yep. I like, though, that this is the focus today.
Yeah, desserts is always a sweet spot.
And tell me about this. This one kind of has a special spot for you, right?
Yeah, so again, my mom and I, we did a lot of cooking as kids, and this started roughly when I was 6 years old, and we used to make this dish when I was 6 years old, but we tweaked it a little bit because obviously we never served it with ice cream, whipped cream, stuff like that, and we want to make everything aesthetically pleasing to the eye.
Yeah, you said it. You eat your eyes first.
And we want your phone to eat first at our restaurants.
I love that.
You know, so if your phone eats first, you constantly want to get photos in it. So this is what we call our Kahlua Brownie. So it's a 3-layered brownie, and everything's made from scratch. So the brownie's made from scratch, the buttercream is made from scratch, and the chocolate ganache. So the bottom is a dark chocolate brownie that we make with real Hershey syrup. The middle layer is a Kahlua buttercream with powdered sugar and real Kahlua that you put in like an alcoholic beverage or a drink. And then the top layer is a chocolate ganache. And then I thought, what better way at the restaurant here? Because if you're gonna have something that's chocolate, and Kahlua, then add some ice cream.
Yes. Is it just got a vanilla ice cream?
A vanilla bean ice cream, yep.
Love that.
So
you know what's cool too? I don't know if you noticed this. As soon as you started telling the story about you growing up and you and mom making this, there's the sun just kind of peeked out right on us.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys noticed that at home. I thought
it's beautiful.
It's really cool, man. That just gave me goosebumps. Anyway, let's go, brother. So what do we do?
So you just take a scoop of ice cream.
Oh, I like that. Oh, that's soft.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard on top too.
Yeah. It's a chocolate ganache.
A little whipped cream.
Yep.
And we've been cheersing again.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah. Cheers. The brownie's bomb.
Oh my. Are you serious?
Yeah. I like the chocolate on top.
I do too. That ganache on top.
Yep.
That layer of
And it goes with the ice
chocolate.
cream?
Yes. I don't know how else to explain this. And not, maybe it's subliminal. This just tastes like childhood.
Mm-hmm.
This tastes like a local dairy whip or something that you went to as a kid with your family and got an ice cream that was covered in that chocolate.
I was gonna say the chocolate ganache.
Yes!
That chocolate coating you get. Like,
Yeah, when you were a kid, right?
Yeah, I was just saying the same thing.
The dilly bars,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
they're called,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what this tastes
Yeah.
like.
And this reminds me a lot, man, when I was in my childhood, born and raised in Round Lake Beach and making the chocolate layer on top with my mom. It's just really good. And the key with doing the chocolate ganache was melting the chocolate, but making sure you didn't overheat it. Because when you overheat it, it actually did like a reverse thing where it like seized up on you. So I had to do a double boiler and learning that at such a young age to really melt it, layer it on top, and then get like that nice sheen to it. And I'll be honest with you, here I am, 38 years old. I still could not get it as good as my mom did.
Really? That's the way
It's
it
close.
goes, though,
It's
man.
close, but mom was awesome with it. So
That's the way it goes. I was that way with my grandmother and some of her recipes. And I feel like maybe she was like holding out one ingredient on me just so I could never
she
make
had
it
the
as
perfect
well.
sheen every single time. So
That's tough to do with this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine that. I'm imagining you as a kid, like 8 years old, working a double boiler. Like you were just meant
I
to
learned.
do this.
That's how I learned. But this right here, it just reminds me of Sundays. Sundays back home.
Yeah.
So
And it does, I'm telling you, it tastes like your childhood. Everybody's got a story about eating good food, dessert, ice cream, and this just has that familial.
and being so young and being able to know what Kahlua tasted like, it was also fun too. So
That's a coup.
yeah. So no, I'm really glad that we put this on the menu. It's one of our most popular items. Every single December, January, and February, we do a promotion where we give out a bunch of these for free. It's called a Red Envelope promo, and we go through a significant amount of these brownies. We go through roughly about 500 pounds of brownies in just under 3 months. So,
Whoa.
yeah. So it's
Man.
good. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, this is the best way to bring back some of my childhood back to good old Round Lake Beach.
Yeah, and sharing it with your customers too. Sharing that flavor of your
Yeah.
childhood. You know what though? I'll tell you, great call with adding that vanilla bean ice cream because that chocolate ganache.
It's rich.
I was gonna say,
It's really rich,
so rich, so
but
decadent.
the vanilla
Kahlua.
bean really brings it down, brings it together. So
That's delicious, man. This is just dessert number one.
yeah,
This is the first one. What do we got coming up?
You think that's special? Wait till you try the next one. So our next one that we're gonna go with is my mom's bread pudding. And I'm not a bread pudding guy.
I am.
Okay, so I'm not, but when I was doing this, and this is the one that we actually made with my mom right before she passed away, we've tweaked it a little bit. It's phenomenal, and it's actually made me a bread pudding guy because I like this so much.
Okay, good.
And then after that one's over, we started this whole entire journey when I met you, and we started filming at all my restaurants.
I'll never forget.
Do you remember the first item you tried?
It was nachos, a plate of nachos the size of this table.
Yep.
Maybe we can look back at it. I don't know, but it was the size of this table. 2 different types of barbecued meat on there. You couldn't even see the nacho chips. There was so much. There was filled with toppings.
So we started with nachos.
Yeah.
We're gonna end with nachos, but not like you think.
You doing this to me again? You do this every episode I shoot with you. Every episode, we're gonna have this. It's delicious, and it is. Second dish, it's gonna be delicious, and it is. Third dish, I'm like, Chris, what do we got? And you're like, I'm not gonna tell you. You just have to wait. So I guess is that the case? What you're doing to me again today?
It is, and like we've had in past episodes, it's gonna be so good, it's gonna make you want to dance.
Well, then this will be my last bite of this because apparently up next, we have a bread pudding that even Chris likes. He doesn't even like bread pudding. I love bread pudding.
I
so
do
can't
now.
wait.
I do now.
Well, then I'm done. That's my last bite of that bread pudding around the corner.
Yep.
Phenomenal, man.
Thank you, bro.
God, that's
Thank you.
good. Back with the what? Bread pudding?
Bread pudding.
Bread pudding now? Dessert
Mom's
number
bread
2?
pudding. Yeah.
Mom's bread pudding. Dessert number 2. We had the Kahlua chocolate. Was it Kahlua chocolate?
Kahlua
cake?
brownie. Yep.
Kahlua brownie.
Yep.
This decadent richness, and now on to the bread pudding.
This one's a little bit different.
Oh yeah, it's still massive though.
It is, but it's a little bit more, it's not as rich.
Okay.
And this reminds me of more of like country style eating. Country like this you could polish off maybe 2 or 3 because it's not so heavy. But it's refreshing. you'll get it. You'll get it once you dig in. You know,
I feel like you're trying to sell me on it because that brownie was so rich and decadent.
It was.
Like,
I can still taste it.
You're like, Greg, it's fine. No, this is like refreshing. Yeah. It's like you're serving me green tea.
The other cool thing about this one too is like we actually do some different things with it. So like I've even had my guys in the back. We'll chill them, and then we'll dice them up into little cubes and throw them in the deep fryer and do like deep fried bread pudding bites.
Oh, baby.
Like a chocolate or raspberry sauce. So there's so many different things you can do with it. I had a guy take it on an airplane with him once and ate it for like a cinnamon roll because there's raisins in it as well.
Oh, great.
So lots of cinnamon.
And what's is this a caramel drizzle on top?
Caramel, and yep, it mixes really well with lots of cinnamon on here, raisins.
A little bit of everything there. You got the caramel sauce.
There you go.
The ice cream. Is that vanilla bean ice cream?
Same ice cream, yep. Okay. We only use one ice cream here. Cheers, bro.
Cheers. Cheers to you. Oh, that cinnamon's nice. That cinnamon is really nice in there. Yes. I see what you mean about, this tastes like Sunday afternoon after church, wholesome country.
Yep, sitting on the yard.
Yeah, like I'm in Mayberry with Andy Griffith and Barney Fife.
And do you see what I'm saying? Though, like, it's not too bread pudding-ish.
Yeah, it's not. It's a cross between a cinnamon roll and the bread pudding. You mentioned tweaking the ingredients of it. Is that something you did? So you added a little more cinnamon to this?
Like with bread pudding, we always find that bread pudding is more like squishy and like, you know, doughy. And this one we just wanted to make about cinnamon and the profile of just, again, trying to capture that experience that we talked about in previous episodes.
Yeah.
Of just the experience of what it's like to sit at home and have mama's cooking, you know?
That's what this is.
And that's what it's about. It's like taking our customers on that journey of going through that moment in time where it's like, this is what it feels like. It feels like sitting at home Sunday afternoon after church and just having a good time.
Really good food.
Having a good time. And
now that
you don't really need the ice cream, but it goes with it.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think it's a great addition. And now that you mention that, it brings something full circle for me, because we've had so much of your food from the barbecue to the desserts, and they all have sort of this homey feel and flavor to them. Mm-hmm. Even things like you're doing with the burrito, with the brisket and mac and cheese in it. To me, that's something like, I could see myself with my friends or my family at home, like, you know what we should do? We should take this brisket and make a burrito, throw some mac and cheese in there, and make it delicious.
And that was
but you do it at an elevated level.
That's one of those things that you're sitting around in the bar at nighttime with some of the employees, and we start thinking about like stupid stuff, but it's like, how crazy can we get with this? Like, that's how the Bloody Mary started. You know, how obnoxious can we get with this?
Yes.
You know,
how many sliders can we fit on the top of a Bloody Mary?
It's like we're trying to always think like, what can we do next that not everyone does? You know, and we've talked about this in the past. You know, with me and Matt. You know, everyone has the same thing that's always over and over and over. You know, you see
a lot of the same items.
Like breakfast, for an example. You know, it's like, you know, we're going to do another restaurant. It's a breakfast concept. And it's like, you know, 2 eggs over easy with hash browns and 2 pieces of bacon. Well, what if I can take that to a whole new level? And, you know, instead of like a French toast, you know, taking a whole piece of bread like this, hollowing out the center, dipping the whole center part of the bread and dip that whole thing in cinnamon and sugar, and then stuff the inside of it with, you know, whipped cream and fruit and stuff like that, and then present it. Because again, we want people to be able to eat with their eyes. They want their phone to eat first. So I'm always like, I'm a big guy. I like to eat, you know. You never trust a skinny chef. We've talked about that. And I always want it to be where when you get your food, you're like, holy cow, look at that. And so
that's what every dish I've had with you.
It's an experience.
See, yes, it is an experience. And I think it kind of just goes along with your mentality and your outlook on everything. Because I know you love to live life by having experiences. And you encourage your family. No, experience is what it's all about. And with you make food an experience for people. Mm-hmm. I mean, everything that I've seen that you bring out has a unique story to it. Has a great flavor profile. Like the flavor is always there.
Yep.
But you come up with these things that are outside of the box that, again, maybe if you're at home with your family and friends, you think of some of these things. Yep. But you not only do it, you take it and exceed a restaurant level with it.
And that's the thing that, like, it's hard to capture with the general audience. Like, it's hard to put in words the story behind every dish. And so I'm really glad that I've had this opportunity to kind of like sit with you and go through some of these with you guys, because it's been really refreshing for me to be able to just like share my story, you know. And it's like, my mom is a huge part of me, and being able to share some of these things, it's really made me. And I share this all the time with friends and people who come in the restaurant. I'll share it with you. But like my restaurants, you know, are homage to my mom.
Yeah.
And so we do the things that we do here as if you were at my mom's house. You know,
that's how it tastes, though.
And
everything does.
And that's why it's like, I really, really, really want people to understand that we give. You're gonna have to bleed this out, but we give a shit. You know, we really give a shit about our customers. You know, when something's not right, it affects me personally. You know, and people don't understand, like, if we get a bad review and I'm out at like the football game with my son, I'm looking at that and I'm reading it and I'm acting to it while I'm out with my family. Why, you know, I sleep with my phone in my hand, like, so I can respond to reviews right away. That's how important it is to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not just some restaurant owner who has just a restaurant. Like, you actually matter. Like, our employees actually matter. And so that's one thing that we truly want people to understand is, like, there's a story behind every single thing at our stores. And this is a great way to express that.
Well, and there's love and there's passion behind every dish.
100%.
And that is evident with everything that you put out, that you serve, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Bread pudding, check. The chocolate ganache brownie
Kahlua
with
Brownie.
Kahlua, check. And now, as Chris always likes to do, we have another dish on the way after this. I have no idea what it is because he seems to like to do that to me.
Yeah.
Yet you're 2 for 2. You're batting 1,000 so far.
Yep.
So I don't know what's coming up next, but this episode is themed around desserts at BBQ'd Productions. But we just don't know what the third one is yet, so I guess we will find out together.
Yep. Right back to where we started.
Here we go. Here we go. So we're 2 for 2 on desserts, but Chris, doing what Chris does, told me just to have a seat, wait, and something is coming for the third course. Just like the last 2 episodes, you're doing it to me again.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to try this. This is one of our...
Is this another creation of yours?
It is, it is. And... ta-da!
What is this?
This, my friend...
A pile of whipped cream and candy and...
So this is... You started out with me at the very first item that you try was our nachos.
Yes, those nachos were incredible.
This, my friend, is our dessert nachos.
Dessert nachos.
Same concept. However, we make it sweet. So we take
dessert nachos.
We take cinnamon toast crunch tortilla chips.
Oh.
We toss them in cinnamon and sugar.
You got me already.
That vanilla bean ice cream, whipped cream, caramel and chocolate for the sauces, chocolate chips and sprinkles.
So, I know you're a barbecue restaurant, but
Yep.
you're kind of a dessert restaurant at this point for me too right now.
Well, we want you to remember us at the last thing that you had.
This I definitely will.
Yeah.
So what's the play here? It looks so good, right? It looks like artwork.
Yeah.
Do we go nacho? Do we go spoon? What do we do? Where do you start with
well,
this, Chris?
the good thing is, I mean, we are eating nachos.
Yeah.
There's no cheese in here, so the nachos.
Right.
Okay.
Gotcha. Like it.
But we have cinnamon and sugar, and I think, I mean, you got a nice chip there. I think I got a nice chip here.
So we
I
just
think,
go start
I think
the
we
corner?
start here. Yep.
We're gonna do our cheers.
You're gonna want to grab a little ice cream, which there's some ice cream in the middle here.
Yeah, there's a lot of whipped cream there.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. They're vanilla bean. Some chocolate chip on there, some sprinkle. As we always do at this time. Cheers. Cheers to you. Dessert nachos. Oh.
Now,
How is this my job?
another hidden secret.
Yeah, please give it to me.
First time I've ever had these.
Shut up. You always say that, I never believe you. You said that about the brisket and mac and cheese burrito.
I created this literally by thinking about churros,
Yes.
nachos, and an elephant here.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
I'm fat, bro.
When does this, like, okay.
I can guarantee you, cameraman Austin wouldn't think of stuff like this because, you know, he's skinny, you know, he's on a diet. But me, this is what I think of. This is my life.
I gotta pause for a second. When, do you have a time of day? Are you laying in bed? There's a notebook there, and you just come up with things like this.
Don't write nothing down.
This is next level, man. And you know what it is for me too? That cinnamon sugar nacho.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Do you make these in house? Because they're little. You know how when here's the thing. When you get a fresh made tortilla chip like this, you get those little bubbles, and that's how you can tell that it was made fresh. And I'm getting those little air pockets that just go perfectly with this.
You asked for, and one of the first times I met you, you're like, hey, you gotta tell me what's in that rub. You gotta tell me what's in that rub.
Yes, I keep asking you.
You ready?
Yeah.
There's nothing in this rub. There's no rub in here. But how do we make the chips? Flour tortillas. You cut them up into little triangles.
Yeah.
And that's how they bubble up.
That's what I'm tasting.
Yep.
And what it is, it's a textural thing for me.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just fun to get that airy, crispy bubble.
It literally is. It's like a churro meets an elephant ear.
Yeah.
Meets nachos.
Man. How does someone come up with this and then like, oh, I never tried it, and trying it for the first time?
Can't eat it all, man.
How does that happen? This is incredible.
It really
You
is.
definitely saved the best for last with this. I mean, the other stuff is fantastic, but this is.
We started out with something really good too.
That's what I'm saying. We got started with that, but you know what? This is just fun. Like if you had your family here and you're sitting around, everybody's grabbing nachos. Because there's enough here for the family. This is just fun to eat, man.
This is a small one. We have a larger one.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Then this.
This would be 3 to 4 people. I have another one that'll feed 4 to 8.
I love you. Don't mess around with
No.
anything. You don't
No.
half.
We want it to be
Anything.
fun, man. It's like, what's the last thing that you have before you leave a restaurant? You eat dessert. So
I'm telling you, man. If this is the last, listen. I want you to think of this, okay? We've been here a few times now. Imagine having that just incredible barbecue, that brisket that's been in there for 24 hours that we've seen you make before, some ribs, and then you finish your barbecue meal with this.
Yep.
I mean, who's not leaving
Or the
here
brownie,
happy?
or the bread pudding.
Or the bread
But
pudding.
these are
man.
fun.
These are just fun.
Nobody does these.
No, I've never seen it before.
Yep.
This is nuts. And who's gonna leave unhappy after a great meal and then one of these desserts, man?
Exactly.
Well, listen, you're sending us off in fashion.
Yeah.
You guys already know what it is. Make sure you check out BBQ'd Production on social media. You probably already follow them on Instagram. You guys are on Facebook too, right?
And TikTok.
And TikTok
You're gonna
now.
be
My guy, you gonna do some TikTok dances for us, bro?
We might, man. I'm trying to become TikTok famous.
Make sure you look for his TikTok
Yeah.
dances. And the website, We Grill It All.
We grill it all because we figured
.com?
we figured we smoke it all would attract the wrong crowd. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you with that. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below which one of these desserts would you want to try when you're at BBQ'd Productions. I love that. I'm like trying to focus right now. You make it so hard. We're having too much fun. We're trying to do a
it's
TV
been
show.
blessed.
So like and subscribe. And seriously, comment below. Tell us which dessert you think you would like to eat. They're all good, but everybody's got their own preferences. And as always, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you on the next episode of America's Best Restaurants.
Peace.